Hello everybody, I am Krishna Rao Patro, Associate Professor in the Department of Computer Science Engineering from Institute of Aeronautical Engineering College, Hyderabad. Today, we'll discuss about one important concept, that is nested loop. For every programming language, there is a general loop as well as nested loop. Both concepts are generally available. In the previous session, we have seen only single loop. Now we'll see how to use nested loop. When I say nested loop means the name indicates a loop within a loop. It's called nested loop. Or in the simple way of definition, we can say nested loop means a loop statement inside another loop statement. If you write a loop within a loop, it's called nested loop. That is why the nested loop is also called loop inside loop. Loop inside loop is also called nested loop. The syntax: you can write the nested loop using for loop. You can write nested loop using while loop. You can write the nested loop using do while also. Okay. So for nested loop there is no restriction. So the syntax for the nested loop using for loop I have given now. For loop with initialization, condition and operation. Inside the for loop, one more for loop is there. Because when I say nested, there will be at least two for loop. Again one more loop. There again initialization, condition, operation. Inside that some statement. Here you have to understand how the control is flowing. Once you know the control flow, then you can write the program. See, the syntax says first initialization. This is outer loop. This is inner loop. This is outer loop. This is inner loop. In outer loop, first initialization will be happening. After performing initialization, then the control will come to the middle part, that is conditional part. Then it will check the condition, whether condition is true or not. If condition is true, then the control will come inside. That means it will come to inner loop. In the inner loop again, starts from initialization. After performing initialization of inner loop, then the control will come to condition part. After checking the condition will be what? Either true or false. If it is true, it will come inside. If it is true. After coming inside, it will perform the statement. After performing the statement, the control will go to operational part. That operation may be increment, decrement, or multiplication, or division, or reminder, any operation. After performing operation, again check the condition. Again the condition, what? That may be a relational expression, a boolean expression. That will be either true or false. If it is true, again it will come inside. If it is true, come inside. After coming inside, it will perform the statement. Again the control goes to operation part. After performing operation, again check the condition. So it will be keep on doing like this. Unless it is true, it will be keep on. If it is false, if the condition is false, then the control will come out. Then perform the statement which are available here. After that, the control goes to outer loop operation. The control comes to outer loop operation. Okay. After performing operation, again go to condition, outer loop condition. There again it will check whether true or false. If it is true, it will come inside. Then again do the initialization, check the condition. If it is true, come inside. Then do the statement. Again go operation. So it will be keep on doing as long as it is true. Once it is false, again come out, do the statement, then go to the operational part. After doing operation, again check the condition. If it is true, again go inside, again repeat the same process. If it is false, then the control will come out from the outer for loop. So this is the way the nested loop works. Similarly, in the while loop also same way. While some condition here, then one more while loop with some condition, do some statement, do some statement. That means you can write a nested loop using while loop. You can write a nested loop using for loop, or you can write a nested loop using do while also. So how to write do while? Do while some condition, again it will go up, again do while some condition, do some step like this. That means nested loop can be written in any way, using for loop, using while loop, or using do while loop, or even using combination of for with while, or while with for, or do while with while. Any combination also you can, any two loops. Need not be only same type of loop. Okay. So this is the way the nested loop works. So here you should know how the control is flowing. Once you know the control flow, then you can write the program easily. Let us write a small program to print the following pattern using nested loop. Assume your expected output is 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means my outer loop repeats how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times. 5 times my outer loop is repeating. How many times? 5 times. This is outer loop. For every item of outer loop, the inner loop repeats. How many times? I times. So, this is my initialization part. This is my condition. This is my increment operation. For every iteration of outer loop, it will come inside and it will perform this. Here, this inner loop is performing what? Printing some value. So that I will get this output. My intention is what? Print 1 in first iteration. In second iteration, it should print 1, 2. This is the first iteration. In second iteration, it should print 1 and 2. In third iteration, it has to print 1, 2, 3. In fourth iteration, it has to print 1, 2, 3, 4. In fifth iteration, it has to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means the inner loop has to repeat that many times. That means depending upon the iteration number, that many times the inner loop has to work. Initially I value how much? 1. What is the condition? Until I less than equal to rows. Rows is how much? 5. Why 5? Because I want to repeat outer loop 5 times. That's why I wrote here 5. And in every iteration, it has to print that many digits. Now, j equal to 1, j less than equal to I, j plus plus, print j. If I write j here, what will happen? This inner loop prints how many time? I time. Initially, I value how much? I value is 1. So, this inner loop repeats I time. And that means it prints 1. After printing 1 time, this loop will be over. Then it will go to this place. Go to this place. After printing this, again I become now 2. Earlier I was 1, now I become 2. 2 is less than 5, yes, it will come inside. Again it repeats. Start from always 1. Why 1? Because my condition is for every iteration it should start from 1. So print from 1. Then 2. So it prints 2 times. After printing 2 times, again this loop goes up. Then again I plus plus, I become 3. 3 is less than 5? Yes. Again start from 1. So 1, 2, 3. So the third time it prints 3. 1, 2, 3. After printing 3 times, again the loop goes out. I become 4. 4 is less than equal to 5? Yes. They come inside. Again this inner loop. Repeat again 4 times. Start printing from 1. J start from 1 until less than equal to I. I means 4. So it repeats again 4 times. 4 times it prints 1, 2, 3, 4. After printing 4 times, this loop repeats. Means the comes out of the loop. Again goes out of the. Now I become 5. 5 is less than equal to 5? Yes. Again come inside. After coming inside, start from 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. After printing 5 times, the loop comes out. Goes to outer loop again. Now this becomes 6. 6 is less than 5? No. No means this loop will stop. So, I'll get this output. So, this is the way the nested loop works. So, to print this type of pattern, to print this type of pattern, generally you are using nested loop. This is a simple example of nested loop. Printing patterns. Printing patterns. Okay. Next, we'll see one more example how you can use nested loop for printing different patterns. Assume, see, in the previous example, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means in every row, digits are different. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next example, in every iteration, same number is repeating. In first iteration, only 1 is repeating. In second iteration, only 2 is repeating. In third iteration, only 3 is repeating. In fourth iteration, only 4 is repeating. In fifth iteration, only 5 is repeating. Same number is printing that many times. That means, based upon my outer loop value, that many times, same number has to print in the inner loop. So, this is my outer loop. This outer loop repeats how many times? Rows time. Rows means how much? 5. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times. Okay. So, that means my outer loop is repeating 5 times. So, for every iteration, it has to print the same value. If the iteration number is 1, print only 1. So, my inner loop, if you observe here, j equal to 1 until j less than equal to I, that means I time it will repeat j plus plus and print the value of I. Print the value of I. See, if you go to the previous program, let me go to the previous program. In the previous program, we are printing what? J value. Because j is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unique digits 1, 2, 3. Okay, in the next program, here I am printing I. That means whatever the value is there available in the outer loop, that value I am printing. That many times that has to print. Whenever I is 1, print only 1 time. Whenever I is 2, print same 2 times. Whenever I is 3, print 3 times. So that means I am printing I value, not j value. I am printing I value, not j value. Again, whenever I become 4, print 4 times. So same 4 is printing how many times? I type. I4 means that I4 is printing. After printing 4, again control goes up. I become 5. Print the same I 5 times. Whenever I become 6, the loop will stop. Then program terminates. So this is the way it works. So whenever such type of pattern comes, what? The printing pattern comes. Always use nested loop. Always use nested loop. Of course, we'll go to the programming environment, our notepad also. There, we'll see how other printing patterns you can do. Let us see other printing patterns. 1. In first iteration, I want to print only 1. In second iteration, I want to print 2 and 3. In third iteration, I want to print 4, 5, 6. In fourth iteration, I want to print 7, 8, 9, 10. That means how many times the outer loop has to work? If you observe here, first row, second row, third row, fourth row. That means 4 times. So, for this, how will I write? For I equal to 1 until I less than or equal to 4, semicolon, 4 and I plus plus. That means what? My loop repeats 4 times. Fine. But in every time, only one number you have to maintain. First 1, then 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, sorry, 4, 5, 6, then 7, 8, 9, 10. That means I should maintain a single number. That number has to print every time. How many times it has to print? If in every row, it has to print that many unique numbers. If row number is 1, it has to print only 1 number. If row number is 2, it has to print 2 numbers. If row number is 3, it has to print 3 numbers. If row number is 4, it has to print 4 numbers. So, my outer loop repeats 4 times, no doubt. But inner loop depends upon the value of I. So, my inner loop for j equal to 1 until j less than or equal to I, j plus plus. In inner loop, I have to print. What I have to print? I have to print first 1, then 2, 3. So, before that, I have to make a counter. Initially, counter is 1. So, system.out.println or print. What you have to print? The counter I will print. After printing counter, it has to give a gap. So, give a space. I am printing a gap. So, my inner loop repeats that many time. After printing that, it has to print next time what? Counter plus plus. Because after printing 1, it has to print 2. After printing 2, it has to print 3, then 4, then 5. After printing the first row, it has to come to next line. How to print next line? System.out.println with empty. So that it will come next line. So this program now I want to print. So let us go to our notepad. There I will type the program and we will get this output. What is our target? The target is 1, then 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6, then 7, 8, 10, 10. Okay. So let us go to that program. After finishing first one, then we'll go to second one. Then we'll go to third one. Then we'll go to fourth one. One by one we'll go. Okay. Control N. Class. What's the goal? The goal is I'll put a comment. Printing patterns. Printing patterns. I'll in a multi-line comment. Generally, while writing program, always put a comment. What exactly you want to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is our requirement. Okay. Class print demo. Open bracket, close bracket. Public static void main string argument array. Here, because our goal is to use nested loop. So the nested loop you can implement using for loop or while loop or do while loop. But generally the better one is for loop. For int I equal to 1, because here our goal is what? It has to print 4 rows. So I equal to 1 until I less than or equal to rows and I plus plus. Now you may ask a question, what is that rows? Rows is my variable which is controlling the number of rows. I will declare variable int rows equal to 4. So it says that my outer loop repeats 4 times. If you write 5, what will happen? It will repeat 5 times. If I write here 10, it will repeat 10 times. But my requirement is what? Only 4 times. That's why I will write here 4, 5. At the same time, it has to print the unique numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what I will do, I will make a counter integer. Initially counter equal to 1. Why I am writing 1? Because I am starting from 1. The starting number is 1 and it has to repeat until the last number. So now row by row it has to print. For every iteration the inner loop has to repeat that many times. For int j equal to 1 until j less than or equal to how many times? If outer loop is first time, it has to repeat only 1 time. If outer loop iteration is 2, it has to print 2 times. If it is 3, 3 times. So that means my inner loop is controlled by outer loop value. So here I will write here I. Then I, sorry, j plus plus. Here what I will do? Print it. How to print? System dot out dot. I will write here print because it has to print in a single row. If I write println, what will happen? It will print multiple line, but I do not want to write multiple line. I want to print in a single line itself. For every iteration, it has to print in a single line. So I'll write print bracket. First I'll write the value. Which value I have to print? Because I have to print unique numbers. So I'll print a counter first plus I'll give a space after printing every number. After printing that, my counter has to increment. Because after printing 1, it has to go to 2. After printing 2, it has to go to 3. So, I'll say plus plus. Counter plus plus. Now, if you observe here, this is my inner loop. This inner loop repeats how many times? I time. After printing that complete row, it has to come to next line. Second time, it has to come to next line. How to come to next line? By writing system.out.println. I'll put a println. Println means new line. So come to next line and do print demo. Control C, Control S, print demo. Java source file. Compile it. So now my printing pattern is ready. Go to command prompt. Java C. Print pattern demo. Yes, compiled successfully. There is no mistake. If at all any mistakes are there, it will give error there. Java print demo. Yeah. Now if you observe here, you got the required output. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now if I ask change with row 5, that means what will happen? It will print 5 rows. Please observe here. I'll compile it and then run it. Yeah, it has to print 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that means 5 rows. So depending on the value of rows, that many rows it will execute. So this is the way you have to start doing. So for every printing patterns, always you have to use nested loop. Now we'll go to another program. Our next program was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2. Then 1. That means first time it has to print 5 times. Next to 4. Next to 3. Next to 2. Next to 1. So it is coming in a decreasing order. So let us go to that program. Control N. Our required is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 first time. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2. Then 1. First 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2. Then 1. That means it comes in a decreasing order. So totally how many rows are there in this example? First row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row. 5 rows are there. So that means my outer loop has to repeat 5 times. And inner loop is repeating based upon outer loop value. So let us do a program. Plus, I'll say reverse print. The name you can give anything. Public static void main string argument array. Open bracket, close bracket. Now what you have to do? Because my goal is to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 first time. So my outer loop I'll start I equal to, I'll start from 1. But it has to repeat how many times? First 5 times, then 4 times, then 3 times, then 2 times, then 1 time. Then in this case, I'll go from 5 itself. 5 until I greater than equal to 1. Until I greater than equal to 1. And it has to first 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. That means I will reduce. I minus I will do. So that means what? But totally repeating 5 times only. Instead of going from 1 to 5, I'm going from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Because my requirement is that way. Now my inner loop for int j, but every time it has to print from 1. It has to print from 1. So what I'll do, int j equal to 1 until j, initially j value how much? Sorry, I value 5. So it has to go up to 5 until j less than or equal to I. So if I write this statement, what will happen? It will be going from 1 to I. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then j plus plus. So the value of j I have to print. System dot out dot print. What value I have to print? Because I have to print first 1, then 2, then 3. So always I will print j value. After printing j value, I have to give a space. Because my requirement is after every number, there must be a space. So my inner loop prints the complete row. Once the row is over, it has to come to next line. How to come to next line? To come to next line, system dot out dot print ln, new line, and give a gap. So let us check it is coming or not. Reverse print, Control C. Our requirement is this, okay? Control S, Control V, Java source file. Go to the program. Java C, reverse print.java. Any name you can give, but the name must be relevant to the task. Reverse print. Yeah. Did you observe here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. So this is the way it works. So you have to observe first in which pattern the question is asked. Based on the question, you have to write the program. Okay. Now I'll go to another requirement. This is my requirement. First is over. Second is also over. Now third one. Third one, if you observe here, 5 5 times, 4 4 times, 3 3 times, 2 2 times, 1 1 time. That means in every iteration, same number is printing. If the outer value is 5, inner loop has to print 5 only. If outer value is 4, inner loop has to print only 4. So that means based upon the outer loop value, inner loop has to print same thing. This is the requirement. So let us go to the program. Control N. What is the requirement? The requirement is 5 5 5 5 5. First row. Second row 4 4 4 4. Third row 3 3 3 3. Second row 2 2. And then last one. So totally how many time? Row number 1, row number 2, row number 3, row number 4, row number 5. That means 5 rows. So that means my outer loop has to repeat 5 times. And in every inner loop, it has to print the outer loop value. So let us write the program. Plus, you have to give some name. Print reverse. Print, or I'll give some name. Print pattern. Print pattern. Pattern reverse I'll write. Okay. And the first letter always first letter uppercase. This is the general standard. Pattern reverse. Okay. Then public static void main string argument array. Open bracket, close bracket. What is my requirement? 5 has to print 5 times, 4 has to print 4 times, 3 has to print 3 times, 2 has to print 2 times, 1 has to print 1 time. So totally it has to print 5 times. My outer loop has to print 5 times. So put a loop for int I equal to 5, I equal to 5 until I greater than equal to 1, because it is coming in the reverse order 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the value has to decrease. So I minus minus. This is my outer loop. Based upon the outer loop value, inner loop has to print same value that many times. So for int j equal to 1 until j less than or equal to I, that means if I is 5, it has to print 5 times. If I is 4, it has to print 4 times. So my j value has to print that many times. J plus plus. But which value I have to print? Whenever I is 5, it has to print only 5. Whenever I is 4, it has to print only 4. So that means I have to print the value of I. I have to print the value of I. System dot out dot print the value of I plus and give a gap. After printing that inner loop, that means inner loop is what? It is printing the complete row. After printing the complete row, next time the control has to come to next line, new line. So how to bring to new line? For that, you have to write one more statement. System dot out dot print ln. Please observe here. There you are writing print, here writing print ln. Print ln means new line. With a empty space, control S. The name is pattern reverse, control C, control S, control V, and Java source file. Compile it. Yes, program is ready. Now go to the command prompt. Java C pattern reverse dot Java. Yes, compile successfully. There is no mistake. Java pattern reverse bytecode. Yeah, 5 time, 4 time, 3 time, 2 time, and 1 time. So this is our required pattern. So this type of program you may get in your examination also, and in most of the time in interview also they will ask you to solve this type of problem. They will give a pattern, and sometimes they may ask you to change something also. Okay. If I change here j, what will happen? Instead of I, if I print j, that means what? Every time it is printing j value. J means the inner loop. Now if you observe here, Java C pattern reverse, compile it. Java pattern reverse. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. See, by changing the simple variable, you got different output. So, based upon the requirement, you have to change the variable. Of course. Now, I'll go back to our original requirement. My original requirement is 5 times 4 times. So, that means instead of printing j, I'll write here I. So that I'll get my original work. Again, I'll compile it. Yeah, I got again my required things. By changing the simple thing, I'll get the output. Now I'll go to one more requirement, the last one, the fourth one, that is character pattern. A, BB, CCC, DDD, EE. That means how many times? First row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row. Totally 5 times. The outer loop has to repeat 5 times. Inner loop will repeat first time 1 time, second time 2 times, third time 3 times, then 4 times, then 5 times. So now we'll go to this program. But it has to print the character. It has to print the character. Let us go to the program. Character pattern. Control N. Character pattern. A, BB, CCC, DD, DD, E. This is the required. Okay. Now, first of all, you have to observe this pattern. What pattern they have given and how to solve it. Of course, whenever the pattern concept comes, generally there you have to use nested loop. So let us use the nested loop first. Plus char pattern, character pattern, open bracket, close bracket, public static void main string argument array, my main method starting now. Here what I will do, I will make one character variable ch. Initially ch equal to, I will write here a. That means what? Why I am writing a? Because my required pattern is, it has to start with a, then b, then c, then d, then e. First time it has to print a. That's why I am initializing the variable with a first. For I equal to 1 until I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. I made it fix. That means my outer loop will repeat 5 times. For every I, the inner loop has to repeat that many times. For j equal to 1 until j less than or equal to I, j plus plus. That means my inner loop is completely controlled by I. And j has to be declared. So int j. If you are not declaring, you will get error. So because every variable must be initialized. Then I will write system dot out dot print. Here I will not write println. I will write print only, because print will allow you to print in a sequential manner. Print. What I have to print? Because my required is the character pattern. So I will write here ch. Print ch. After printing the character, I will give a gap. Give a space. Fine. After printing that ch, next time it has to go to b. So from a, then how will I go to b? Already I told you, on character, when you are storing a value, internally it is having some ASCII value or Unicode value. When I say +1, it will go to next Unicode or next ASCII code. So ch equal to ch +1. It goes to next ASCII value. Now let us check. Character pattern, char pattern, and you choose Java source file. Yes, char pattern. Go to the command prompt. Java C, char pattern. Here there is error. That means the variable I is not declared. So here what I will do? You declare I as a variable. Int I. So I will clear the screen. Again I will run. Still there is a error. Incompatible type, possibly loss conversion from int to char. So here there is a loss say. So here I will do typecasting char of ch +1. Control S. Java C, char pattern. Yeah. Now what I did, whatever the data means operation I have done, I have converted into character. That is called typecasting. That is called typecasting. Now compile it, Java. Now it is printing A, B, C, D, E. That means what? It is printing every time different character. But this is not our required pattern. So that means it is not matching. So here, in inner loop, I will not increment. Control C, Control X. After printing the entire inner loop, I will do here increment. Okay. Now, Java C, my char pattern. Java char pattern. Now, A, B, B, C, 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 D, 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 E is coming. But it is not coming in a different line. It is coming in the same line. It should not come in the same line. So, after printing this first row, it has to come to second row. How to come to second row? By printing system dot out dot print ln. So that it come to next line. Otherwise, what will happen? It is printing everything in a single line itself. But our required pattern is not in the single line. It has to come to different line. Now, again compile it. After compiling, again done. Yeah. Now, A 8 one time, B 2 time, C 3 time, D 4 time, E 5 time. So, this is the way you have to write. So, whenever this pattern program comes, always use nested loop. And there, you have to think which character you have to print or which integer you have to print. That value, that variable you have to use in the printing statement. So, this is your required program. I hope you understood this thing and you can go through this code neatly and practice. If you practice, then you'll get the answer. So, this program is very easy, interesting as well as important also. Almost all in interview, in exam, they are asking this type of question. So, prepare well. Okay. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.